CPS showed up to your door. What must or what should you do? If this happens to you, one of the most important things that you should do, without even thinking, or your instinct, is to immediately contact a California CPS defense lawyer. That's the first thing you need to do. And you need to make sure you retain or get proper guidance and consultation with that lawyer. Because believe it or not, what takes place in that very court hearing, in that very first interaction, or engaging during this particular stage, they call it the pre-filing or pre-petition stage or an investigation stage, is going to dictate whether or not they open up a case in court, whether or not your child and or children is going to be removed from your care, whether or not your case is going to be severely weak or strong. Yes, the very first interaction with CPS is that important. You do not want to mess it up. And you typically do not want to contact a lawyer after you've communicated, provided all information, and then all of a sudden say, shoot, maybe I should contact a lawyer. But by that time, oftentimes for our firm, we get that information and we have to figure out on how to rectify as much information that has already taken place, because in the very first interaction, your guards are not up. You're just communicating. You're sharing every information thinking that it's fine. They're going to close the case out and everything will be fine. I don't need a lawyer. But when it ends up being too late is when you realize, like, shoot, did I say something? And when the social worker starts using some information, starts using keywords, and starts freaking you out. That's why it's always best and advisable to contact us at Shaw Law Firm in the very beginning stage to guide you, to educate you, to making sure what do we need to do to rectify the situation or to mitigate it. Lawyers cannot prevent the case from being opened by CPS in court. The reason why, it's not so much about a legality thing. It's because it's a social worker thing. They make the decision. And sometimes their decision is not justifiable. Sometimes they will lie. Sometimes they will create information to be used against you because they just don't like you. At Shaw Law Firm, we're here to protect your rights. We're here to mitigate the issue. But most importantly, we're here to do everything in our powers to make sure that we document and help you succeed. Don't be too late. Contact us at Shaw Law Firm so we can help.